Miami International Airport, also known as MIA and historically Wilcox Field, is the primary airport serving the Miami area, United States. The airport is in an unincorporated area in Miami-Dade County, Florida, 8 miles northwest of downtown Miami, in metropolitan Miami, between the cities of Miami, Hialeah, Doral, Miami Springs, the village of Virginia Gardens, and the unincorporated Fontainebleau neighborhood. It is South Florida's main airport for long-haul international flights. Miami International is also one of only 8 U.S. airports to accommodate the Airbus A380 jumbo jet. The airport is American Airlines' primary Latin American gateway, along with a domestic hub for its regional affiliate American Eagle and Eastern Airlines, cargo carriers UPS Airlines and FedEx Express, and charter airline Miami Air. It is a focus airport for Avianca, Frontier Airlines, and LATAM, both for passengers and cargo operations. Miami International Airport has passenger and cargo flights to cities throughout the Americas, Europe and Western Asia, as well as cargo flights to East Asia. Miami International Airport is the largest gateway between the United States and Latin America, and is one of the largest airline hubs in the United States, owing to its proximity to tourist attractions, local economic growth, large local Latin American and European populations, and strategic location to handle connecting traffic between North America, Latin America, and Europe. In the past, it has been a hub for Braniff International Airways, Eastern Airlines, Air Florida, the original National Airlines, the original Pan Am, United Airlines, Iberia, and Fine Air. In 2011, the airport ranked first in the United States by percentage of international flights and second by volume of international passengers, behind only New York JFK. In 2013, 40,563,071 passengers traveled through the airport, making the airport the 23rd busiest airport in the world by passenger traffic. The airport also ranks as the 10th busiest airport in the United States by annual passenger count and as the busiest airport in the state of Florida. The airport also handled more international cargo than any other airport in the United States. History. For the World War II and United States Air Force Reserve use of the airport, see Miami Army Airfield. The first airport on the site of MIA opened in the 1920s and was known as Miami City Airport. Pan American World Airways opened an expanded facility adjacent to City Airport, Pan American Field, in 1928. Pan American Field was built on 116 acres of land on 36th Street and was the only mainland airport in the eastern United States that had port of entry facilities. Its runways were located around the threshold of today's runway 26R. Eastern Airlines began to serve Pan American Field in 1931, followed by National Airlines in 1936. National used a terminal on the opposite side of Lejeune Road from the airport, and would stop traffic on the road in order to taxi aircraft to and from its terminal. Miami Army Airfield opened in 1943 to the south of Pan American Field. The runways of the two were originally separated by railroad tracks, but the two airfields were listed in some directories as a single facility. In 1945, the city of Miami established a port authority and raised bond revenue to purchase Pan American Field, which had been renamed 36th Street Airport from Pan Am. It merged with the Army Airfield south of the railroad in 1949 and expanded further in 1951 when the railroad line was moved south to make room. The old terminal on 36th Street was closed in 1959 when the modern passenger terminal opened. Air Force Reserve Troop Carrier and Rescue Squadrons also operated from the airport from 1949 through 1959. when the last unit relocated to nearby Homestead Air Force Base, now Homestead Air Reserve Base. Non-stop flights to Chicago O'Hare and Newark started in late 1946, but non-stops didn't reach west beyond St. Louis and New Orleans until January 1962. Non-stop transatlantic flights began in 1970. In the late 1970s and early 1980s, Air Florida had a hub at Miami, with a non-stop flight to London which it acquired from National upon the latter's merger with Pan Am. Air Florida ceased operations in 1982 following the crash of Air Florida Flight 90. British Airways flew a Concorde tri-weekly between Miami and London via Washington, D.C. from 1984 to 1991. After Frank Borman became president of Eastern in 1975, he moved Eastern's headquarters from Rockefeller Center in New York City to Building 16 in the northeast corner of Miami, which was Eastern's maintenance base. Eastern remained one of the largest employers in the Miami metropolitan area until ongoing labor union unrest, coupled with the airline's acquisition by union antagonist Frank Lorenzo in 1986, ultimately forced the airline into bankruptcy in 1989. In the midst of Eastern's turmoil, American Airlines CEO Bob Crandall sought a new hub in order to utilize new aircraft which AA had on order. AA studies indicated that Delta Airlines would provide strong competition on most routes from Eastern's hub at Atlanta, but that MIA had many key routes only served by Eastern. American announced that it would establish a base at MIA in August 1988. Lorenzo considered selling Eastern's profitable Latin American routes to AA, as part of a Chapter 11 reorganization of Eastern in early 1989, but backed out in a last-ditch effort to rebuild the MIA hub. The effort quickly proved futile, and American purchased the routes in a liquidation of Eastern which was completed in 1990. Later in the 1990s, American transferred more employees and equipment to MIA from its failed domestic hubs at Nashville and Raleigh-Durham. Today Miami is American's largest air freight hub and is the main connecting point in the airline's north-south international route network. Pan Am, the other key carrier at MIA, was acquired by Delta Airlines in 1991, but filed for bankruptcy shortly thereafter. Its remaining international routes from Miami to Europe and Latin America were sold to United Airlines for $135 million as part of Pan Am's emergency liquidation that December. United maintained a Latin American hub at MIA through the 1990s but ended flights from Miami to South America and shut down its Miami crew base. In May 2004, reallocating most Miami resources to its main hub in Chicago. Stricter visa requirements for aliens in transit have lessened MIA's role as an intercontinental connecting hub, but it remains the most important hub between Europe and Latin America. In 2004, Iberia Airlines ended its hub in Miami, opting to run more direct flights from Spain to Central America. Today, more European carriers serve Miami International Airport than any other airport in the United States, except John F. Kennedy International Airport in New York. American Airlines, American Eagle, Delta Airlines, Miami Air, Sky King Airlines, and United Airlines all operate regular flights between MIA and several airports in Cuba, one of a few airports with direct air link between the two nations. However, these flights must be booked through agents with special authorization from the Office of Foreign Assets Control, and are only generally available to government officials, journalists, researchers, professionals attending conferences, or expatriates visiting Cuban family. Operations. In the year ending April 30, 2009, the airport had 358,705 aircraft operations, average 982 per day, 82% scheduled commercial, 12% air taxi, 5% general aviation and an LT, 1% military. The budget for operations was $600 million in 2009. Facilities and aircraft. Miami International Airport covers 1,335 hectares and has 4 runways, 8L, 26R, 8,600 by 150 feet, 8R, 26L, 10,506 by 200 feet, 9/27, 13,016 by 150 feet, 12/30, 9,355 by 150 feet. 28 aircraft are based at this airport, 46% multi-engine and 54% jet. MIA has a number of air cargo facilities. The largest cargo complex is located on the west side of the airport, inside the triangle formed by runways 12/30 and 9/27. Cargo carriers such as Lancarguard, Atlas Air, Southern Air, Amerijet International and DHL operate from this area. The largest privately owned facility is the Centurion Cargo Complex in the northeast corner of the airport, with over 51,000 square meters of warehouse space. FedEx and UPS operate their own facilities in the northwest corner of the airport, off of 36th Street. In addition to its large passenger terminal in Concourse-D, American Airlines operates a maintenance base to the east of Concourse-D, centered around a semicircular hangar originally used by Pan Am, which can accommodate 3 wide-body aircraft. Fire protection at the airport is provided by Miami-Dade Fire Rescue Department Station 12.